Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22, and I'm going to do a video today that quite a lot of other people have done, but doing my own take on it because I think I've done things slightly differently to how others have done it. So looking at which crop would make you the most money in Farming Simulator 22, and I have looked at everything except olives and grapes. They do not interest me at all at the moment. Also doesn't take account of productions. Probably have a look at that in a separate video. So it is the straight base game crops with a couple of tweaks on the end. So how have I calculated all this? Because a lot of people have taken a field, planted every crop, harvested every crop, and then told you how much they got and how much that was worth. If you know my channel, you'll know that's generally not how I do things. I like digging into the data. So provided in the data is how much crop you will get off a square meter of land for each crop, how much crop you get for each crop. Anyway, yeah, so it tells you how much yield you're going to get off a field, tells you how much per litre you will get off of a field, and then I also pulled out the seasons multiplier and also the seed used. Now what this doesn't take account of is any bonus you'll get from things like fertilizing or mulching or ploughing or weeds or rolling, but those are all consistent across, so they won't change the order. They will just change the monetary value, and I'm kind of taking that as an arbitrary amount anyway, because depending on how big your field is and all that kind of thing, it's going to vary a lot, and this takes out some of those variables. It takes out any of the factors to do with machine wear, because that has an effect on your yield. A couple of other people have done great videos on that, or weather and things like that. So this is pulling information from the data files. I have taken account, as I said, of the yield per square meter, the price per litre that is listed as the base game value, so that should be on normal difficulty, but these will all scale obviously as you change difficulty. The seasonal multiplier, because I only play with seasons, and so I don't know if they have an effect still on prices if you play without seasons. How much seed is used, and then for the different types of crops what that would cost and what that takes off of what you would earn for your different crops. And I'm going to flash up the table on the screen now, because we might as well get straight into talking about the numbers. No need to make this video excessively long. So what have we got here? What have I looked at? So working through the list, we have got, I'm going to go from the bottom, we've got wheat, barley, oats, sunflowers, canola, sorghum, maize harvested with a corn header with a combine, soybeans, potatoes, cotton, beets, poplar. I've assumed that you're harvesting those with a forage harvester, because that gives you a ×3 bonus on yield, so you probably don't want to use the baler for those. Sugarcane, and then maize if you silage it, because if you silage maize with a forage harvester, you get 7.8 times the yield, on top of the fact that silage pays relatively well. And as you can see from the list, so if we ignore the seed cost, which is probably a bit of a silly thing to do, then sugarcane and silage swap, but coming in with the accounting for the seed, maize silage is the best paying crop in the game. Obviously you're going to have to let it ferment, and then choose whether you sell that through a BGA. If you sell it through a BGA, you'll probably actually make more. I've not checked maths for that, but certainly selling it to the animal dealer, that's going to be your best option for making money in game. Then two really unpopular crops, I guess, sugarcane and poplar. Not many people do those. They're both quite slow and painful, and I guess that's why the reward is so good. You know, you put the work in, you get a lot of money back. Getting into the more normal crops, you know, again, sugar beet, cotton and potatoes, they are all quite a lot of work. Beets plays really well, cotton and potatoes not quite so well, and actually the difference between something like potatoes and soybeans is not that much. So getting into your kind of standard crops that are quicker to plant and harvest and stuff, soybeans is your best bet by 25% compared to the rest of them at least. So soybeans is still a well-paying crop. for the effort involved, because once you get into all the ones above that, potatoes, cotton, beets, poplar and sugarcane, those are all hard work. Maize silage, not so much. You can get a 9-meter header on a forage harvester and get that done fairly quick. So time wise, probably still maize silage is the best. But then just running down that list, all the rest of the crops are your standard grain crops. Your wheat, barley and oats are all about the same, and again, they're all a layer below sunflower, canola and sorghum. You will get straw off of those, and actually what I'll do is I'll just flick up what the straw would pay on top of that. So you now see on the screen a slightly different version of the table. So this takes account of the fact that if you're going to sell the straw from your oats, barley or wheat, and suddenly they're a much more viable crop, and it puts them right in there with soybeans, if I'm honest. And it makes the others, the maize, sorghum, canola and sunflowers, look like a bad bet. Really, you're going to make 25% less effectively. Or you'll make 25% more on the top 4 performing normal crops. So actually, if you don't want to do, unless you're going to do maize silage, which is obviously a bit of an outlier, but if you're going to do anything else, and you just want to stick to the normal crops, actually soybeans, oats, barley and wheat are all pretty much in there the same. So you can get some variety in your farming and not have to worry about making less money. If you just want to make the most money possible, maize silage. I think that's kind of been the standard for a lot of games. But yeah, just make yourself a load of maize silage. You'll make a lot more money. You're looking at making 260% more. Doing maths in my head, which is never a good idea. Maize silage is going to pay you loads more than any of the standard crops. And I'm really kind of waffling now, so I think that's it. Yeah, I've done it slightly different to everyone else. I've done it pulling data out of the game. Your experience may vary as to whether what I've said is right or not. And my results might be different to some other people that have done it different ways. Just, watch them all. Almost make your own decisions. I watched some of the other ones, and I felt I wanted to check some things myself. So, yeah, these are the numbers that I've come up with. And if you found this video useful, then, and you're not, which 70% of you aren't, as I keep saying, please click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. If you didn't enjoy it, click the dislike button. Yeah, we do not smash. But you can smash the dislike button because that might stop other people pressing it. But we do not smash like buttons. They are valuable, and if you smash it, you have to pay for it. Or you have to buy me a coffee, because there's a link for that below. And leave me a comment. Let's chat about this. Let's see what your experiences are. And yeah, I'll catch you next time.